Hello, hello.
Hi everyone.
We're back.
This bitch.
It's your homie Peanut the Wicked or Jesus
And I'm Nelly or Nelson.
or Nelly Vicious, as I've always called him. And this is episode 2 of the missing components. Oh my god.
Round of applause.
Round of applause. Exactly. Here we are again, Nelly. How you feeling?
Unfortunately.
Anyway, so like I said, this is our episode 2. I'm pretty excited. How are you feeling?
I'm good.
Just good.
I'm fucking chilling. I'm always a fucking chilling.
Feeling like a villain as per usual. So yes, welcome. This is our episode 2. We just did our episode 1. And first off, I want to say to the people who have been supporting so far, showing love
For real,
to the
thank
video
you.
and on the channel. We really do appreciate it. We see you. And we're excited, honestly, to be here, to be doing this, to be sharing with you guys our good vibes, our fun personalities, and just have you guys watch and also just join in and have fun with us.
And thank you for the feedback. I think it's very important. We are very open to having feedback from every video that we put out. It just makes us better. It makes her better, just a little bit better than me, that not that much, but it makes her a little bit better.
It's envidiosa, like you guys see it. Envidiosa.
Choose my.
The big back bitches always hate on the little ones.
There's not enough to hate on.
Anyway, so our episode 2 today. What are we talking about, Nelly?
We're talking about dating expectations. In New York City or big cities. As two beautiful brown Mexican young, some younger than others.
Emphasis
but,
on young. Emphasis on young.
Some more younger than others, but young men.
All right, so dating expectations in the big cities like New York City, right? Let's see. What's your first question?
So for me, it would be like, my first question probably would be like, how has your expectations have changed from like now as an adult, in your 30s to when we were younger,
Okay. So for those who didn't notice, we're both gay. So dating, wow, from my 20s when I first started dating to now my 30s. I, in my 30s, no longer have an expectation when it comes to dating. I really, really don't. I don't know if maybe other people in their 30s, whether you're gay or straight, have expectations at all, or more or less expectations. The reason that, again, we emphasize that we want to talk about dating in the big cities is because I feel like you guys have seen that quote, like, because in the big cities, because sex got easier to find, love is harder.
Fucking Grindr and the apps.
Yeah. But let's not just pinpoint it on the homosexuals, because the straight people are sluts too.
I agree with that. I think we're in an era where like apps are, people have lost how to communicate and how to like actually flirt with other individuals.
How to hold real conversation.
Yeah, like actually like flirt and like get to know somebody before you just fuck them, No, but I mean, it's funny, but it's true. Like, for example, when we were hanging out for my birthday, you had left early, but there was like this Turkish and Russian guy that they were friends and they were both hitting on me. But the Russian guy came out very aggressive. And, later on, my friend Richie was like, he was hitting on you. And like, he was just being very like, because he was hitting on you. But I'm just like, first of all, like, where the fuck they do that at? Like, why you come off aggressive? Like,
come on, too strong.
Yeah, like, I don't need you to like show me how aggressive or how much of a macho you are. Like, I feel like, when you want to like fuck or you want to get to know somebody, like, you come off, well, for me, you come at me with some type of like, not respect, because I'm not looking for respect. I'm just like, just come with a like a
treat me like a human being.
Not even fuck that shit. Like be like, be flirty. Be very like, have some spice to your fucking flirtation. Not don't come off aggressive. Like leave that New York fucking mentality to your homeboys, not to me. Like,
I definitely agree. Like sometimes, like when you're out in public, whether you're female, male, gay, straight, like sometimes when people are approaching you, they're trying to like flirt, they come off way too strong. And I don't know, maybe I don't know, like I personally don't really like that. Like there's times that like when I've gone out with my friends, whether it's been you or some other friends, and like when I go out, well, in this point in my life, like when I go out, I just want to have a good time with my friends. So we're drinking, we're dancing, and I'm vibing with my friends. So if a guy on the side, actually it did happen with us, if there's a guy who kind of tries to like wiggle his way into flirting with me, like I'm not gonna lie, I will be standoffish, and it's not so much because of them, it's more so me, because again, I don't have the expectation, and I'm out with my friends, I'm vibing with my friends. And like, in all honesty, like you're out and about and you never know, like you don't know people, you don't know if people are being genuine, and you don't know if people are lying. Like as the Mexicans would say, están poniéndole las cuernos a uno. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I personally don't like when I'm out and about and somebody tries to like flirt with me.
So how? Okay, because I totally get what you're saying, but I think that sometimes we're so stuck in that mentality of like focus on like what we're doing, that I feel like our generation and younger has lost that kind of like that skill where it's just like really like like how would I put this?
Properly introducing, getting to know you.
No, like detecting when a person is being flirtatious with us. Because it happens to me, but I try my best to like kind of like see who's flirting with me and try to like lean into, if I'm vibing with the person, I like what the person is I flirt back. Right now I'm not looking for a fucking relationship, but when I think for me it was very important to like detect when a person really likes me or flirt with me. But I think a lot of our generation and youngers have like forgotten or lost that skill, and I think it's a very important life skill to have, just so
like the skill of just casual conversating, because some people just kind of get right into it, like they kind of like will push all up on you, will be like, oh, what you into, like relax, like I don't know, like even in my younger 20s, I was a flirt, or I was hoeing, as everybody does.
Emphasis on that.
As everybody does.
Emphasis on that.
I don't know, like I feel like, I don't know, like I just feel like, especially in the big cities, everyone's flirting with everyone. Everyone wants to like everyone. And it's okay. I personally, I'm not the type of person to slut shame. It's totally okay. But then like what if you're out and about and somebody's pushing all up on you and you're not even like that? You know what I'm saying? Like just like, it's never like in the movies where like somebody's cutesy making small talk, and then you guys exchange numbers, and then you guys go on cute little dates. It's never like that,
honey. It wasn't even like that back then.
Not that I'm saying it was,
but hola, I think that's one of I guess one of my personal goals is to like detect when like a guy is like flirting with me, when they're being aggressive, because I tend to get those. I don't know if you get those, but I get those. I get the very aggressive guys that just want to like, that they like me, but because I am tall, I'm almost 6 feet tall, and I'm a big guy, so they they automatically either they want to be aggressive just because I'm tall, but I'm not like that. I'm a lady, so like
the feeling of like they wanna dominate you.
Yeah, and I'm just
because they see her as Godzilla. They're like, let me tame this motherfucker.
Calm down, gremlin.
No.
But anyways, yeah, like I get those very aggressive guys, and I'm just like I can't, like I really fucking can't. Well, for me, with the question about the expectations, it has changed because I think for you when you were younger, you were into like white guys a lot more.
Somewhat,
bitch. Don't lie to camera.
Anybody who watches, who's known me for years, will definitely say, yeah, his type has mostly been white guys.
For me, it was more like darker complexion guys, not necessarily black. They could be Latino, but they had to just be darker than me. But I think that has, now that I'm in my early 30s, like that has changed because the way I see it is like I was just like I was cutting my pool small, and with the experience that I've had dating before, like, honey, some you.
You know what is so funny? And we talked about this not too long ago. Is that I always say I don't have a type. Yes, I have a type that I like more than others, but I don't have a specific type. But it's funny that over the years that the type that I was kind of going for most is what you kind of like more now, mm-hmm. and what you used to like now, that's what I am kind of like more attracted to. Mm-hmm. It's so funny, like how shit changes. Like, yeah, like Nelly has found a new like, oh, these white guys are cute. Yeah. I'm like, they are, but I'm more like,
girl, get me an Italian. You're in Staten Island. I want an Italian guy. Mm-hmm.
She wants to be a mob wife.
No, ridícula.
La ridícula. But for me, like my attraction towards like exactly like you said, like of darker complexion. I like Latinos and blacks of all shades. I do. I think they're like beautiful in every color. Like for example, again, like with me, my color, I love my brown skin. I love it. So I don't know, like, again, I have no expectation, and I'm not saying it because I'm open, but like if I was to date again, I would prefer them be of color. Because the last one was not of color.
Tragic.
And, obviously me being single now, obviously it didn't go the way that one hoped for. But if that's what you want to go for, by all means, go for it.
Honey, I think I've broad my dating pool because like
you're more open-minded.
Yeah, I'm a lot more open-minded. I have not been or dated I've been with like one, maybe two white guys before, but I've not dated them. Mm-hmm. And I think it's like I'm a little more open to dating like lighter skin or white guys, just to be like, I've been there, done that. and I want my credit score to be a little more higher. Just kidding, girl.
But I think that's that would be the point when you live in a big city, is that I feel like maybe you should have like you should be open-minded to dating maybe things that you're not used to dating, because over my years here, like, and I've, talked to guys who were of the white, the Caucasians. A lot of them are not from big cities. A lot of them are from small towns in the middle of America. So they grew up and were around mostly other white people. So then when they come to the big cities, like, from my experience, they don't want to date that. They don't want that. They want, they want the of color. And then, but sometimes you have to be careful, because then sometimes you don't know if people are what one would call fetishizing you.
Because I get those a lot.
Because that's definitely a thing.
Oh.
And not just white guys. I feel like maybe other people.
Oh.
I feel like maybe all do it. Because there will be people who will only, like, let's say they'll want to go and taste get a taste of other things out there, right? But then will only date their own. Not to put anybody on the blast, but the white gays, a lot of the white gays do that.
Yeah.
Not to put y'all in blast. But there are white gays who will not date white gays. They will not date other white guys. And I've met a couple of those and I've had great conversations with them. And, I have so much respect for them because then they also will say, yeah, like, I don't know why so many of them will fuck other races, but they won't date other races, but living in the big city, you're going to come across all that type of stuff. I think, what would be the next question that you have?
Damn, the transition, girl. Anyways, do you think that people have the impression that it's easier to date in a big city as a brown person or in New York City whatsoever? Us for being brown. For me, as a person that is very fluid and it is in a spectrum when it comes to the way I present myself to society, it has not been easy, because I I have gay voice and which I'm not ashamed of. I love my gay voice.
Period.
No, but it has never been easier because of that stigma and that the whole gender roles and like the gay scene and like you have to be masculine, mask for mask, which for me is fucking stupid. At the end of the day, like or body type. I'm a bigger person. And it's been a little harder for me, but now I realize that the reason it's been harder for me is because one, the way I present myself, two, the pool I would be hanging around, that's why I want to hang out with more people. I want to go to bars, so I want to be around people who are a little bit more heavier in size, just because it's hard in the gay scene, girl. It's so fucking in any city. It's so fucking hard, and but yeah, it's
the gay scene, the dating pool in the gay scene is
tricky.
It's complicated, it's funny because one would think, in this day and age, I think by now everybody knows that the gays are some of the most judgmental, closed-minded cunts.
They need therapy, girl. They need therapy.
The reason I say that is because even within the gay community, like, obviously the gays haven't always had individually, maybe they didn't have a great upbringing. As a whole, we didn't have the most acceptance or the most respect or love. But then within the gay community, we like categorize. We put each other in categories: the twinks, the bears, the muscles, this, to that. And I don't personally get it because I'm so open to dating anybody.
Are you?
I am, bitch.
Are you?
I am. Like if you look at my exes, none of them look alike.
No, for real.
None of them look alike. And that goes to show that it's because I'm really open-minded. I don't care what you look like.
They do have something in common, though.
What's that, sweetie?
That they all have trauma.
Anyway, let me finish. One should be open-minded because you just really never know. And again, none of my exes look alike. None of them are the same. I have Latino. I have white. So and
that's it.
Latino and white, and I like
that's
yeah, mostly. Unintentionally, but
no. But it's funny because I thought the list was gonna go like Latino, white, Asian. Like I thought it was gonna continue, but this bitch was like Latino, white, and I'm like, that's it. Damn, bitch.
But I've been on like dates with people of different races, and that fit in like the different categories, like with like the bears, like the muscle, the twinks. So I don't know, but I definitely encourage you to do that. I want to go with you when you go to these places that like have like the bears. Mm-hmm. I definitely want to go. Mm-hmm. I've definitely had crushes on bigger guys. I've definitely had like things with bigger guys. I truly think beauty and attractiveness is a spectrum. It shouldn't matter what shape, what size, what color we are. A good looking, a sexy man is just that, no matter what color, what shape, whatever. That's how I see it. And I don't know.
I guess what she's trying to say is that beauty comes from personality and confidence, no matter what size you are. I think that's what she's trying to say.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Know if she's trying to say that, but
that's exactly
feel like she's saying that.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Anybody who's ever known me will tell you I definitely go more so for the personality, because I've definitely been like in my younger days, like I've definitely like when I'm out in the bars and I was more open to like flirting with whoever was coming my way. I've definitely remember encounters where I'm like, some guy talks to me and I'm like, oh my God, this motherfucker is fine. And then in all honesty, like after a few seconds, not even that they said the wrong thing, it's sometimes maybe the way they carry themselves, and I'm like, never mind. Has that ever happened to you?
But I think we have to reach a point in life where it's just like we have to see past certain things. I'm not saying things that you wouldn't like not like for example, if the person is rude. Like for me, I see past. I think now I'm in a point in my life where I will see a lot of things. Like I will let go of a lot of things. I just have two things that the person needs to have, which is respect, which is either respect for themselves, respect for other people, respect for where they are, which is basically there's a time and a place for everything. And two would be like I just talked about this like last week. I forgot the word. We'll come back.
Yes, we'll come back.
Anyways, how have society, gender roles, or expectations have helped or hurt you in a relationship?
How have society's gender roles? That's a very good question. I think definitely this can go for anybody who is gay or straight. I think for women, let's say like you're meeting a new guy and maybe he expects you to just be, or he thinks maybe women should just be a housewife, a stay-at-home wife. That's something that maybe that was instilled in him by society, and that he should just be the breadwinner, which there's nothing wrong with that if it's something that is mutual. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If it's something that is mutual. In when it comes to like the gays, there's definitely that, and it's a little like there's definitely that. I feel like with gays who are more masculine, there's times that when you're dating, like maybe they expect you to be that housewife. They expect you to be more feminine, or they expect you to be submissive. I have personally been on the receiving end of that. You know what's so funny? And you know what's so funny is that I have been rejected for both being too feminine and not being feminine enough.
A conundrum.
Yeah, because I mean, now that I'm older, it definitely hurt my feelings in the moment. That was in my early 20s, but as time passed, I have made such peace within myself that I definitely am very in between. I have my very masculine moments, my very feminine moments. So I'm like, yeah, that's okay. Like if I don't fit in your sometimes like not your this weird, like you think I should be one way. No, like I'm just gonna be me. You know what I mean? And in the gay community, definitely like Nelly said, there's a lot of like masculine for masculine. So you like, and then again goes back to how you said you box yourself, you categorize yourself when you really shouldn't be. Um, being somebody that is very in between, I definitely say I'm in between. But just like Nelly, I also have gay voice. I and because of my letdowns, because of people's own stupid ass expectations, that's why I don't have expectations. Because one would think that because we're in a big city that we're gonna have all the options in the world, but because people have these expectations that are unrealistic, it it causes the dating, and it's so many people out there who think this way. So that's why dating in the big cities, like, it's exhausting.
I think that's what people. That's why a lot of people say that when you live in a big city, people are not looking to date at all. And it'll be a very small pool when it comes to the gay community that they actually want to date, um, or want to get to know you. Um,
Because a lot of the time, because of these apps, all they want to do is just a quick fuck. Which again, I don't slut shame. If you want to be out there and just, live that life, I'm all for it. I don't slut shame. I don't think people should not do that. I am very much very you like, I guess, in a hippie way, make love not war. I very much agree with that. I think if people were fucking more often, they'd be less miserable. But
are you judging me? No, I'm just kidding.
what?
No,
but again, I think if that's who you are, that's okay. Because I think we've all been there. Well, all we want to do is just have our fun. You've been there, I've been there, but I think instead of leading somebody on that you want to date, let them know up front. Hey, you know what? This is.
I think that's what I wasn't aware of when I was younger. Is
Mm-hmm.
now that I'm at this, I think it hit me when I turned 30 that I had a lot of misconnections because I wasn't truthful when it came to like what I wanted when I met this fucking person. Either it was a fuck buddy, a person that, a friend or whatever. And now I think what has helped me is being very upfront. When I meet somebody and I get to know that person, like I'm very verbal. I'll communicate. I'll be like, I'm not looking for a relationship or I just want to mess around. But I think communication is key when it comes to who you're hanging out with. From it has worked for me. Also, I think that a lot of these, it's sad because
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of gay men from our generation um have so much fucking trauma, and the older generation have so much fucking trauma, either mommy issues or daddy issues, that they're afraid to actually communicate and say
A
what
lot of
they.
them have what you call the Peter Pan syndrome. Like, they don't grow up, and it's mostly, yeah, like gays our age and older, because we didn't have the opportunity to live in a society that was a lot more open and a lot more tolerable, where they celebrated us. We definitely do come from a different time. The people who are now in their young 20s, they've been seeing same-sex couples and same-sex love on TV probably for as long as you guys can remember, because that's when they were putting it out there so that society can see that we are just another person, another normal person. We just love a little differently. So for us, like, we grew up at a time where we did not see that. We did not see that. So
Some more than others.
anyway, so um I feel like because we didn't see that, we didn't have the opportunity to truly experience a real youth where you can just have fun. And I feel like maybe that's a trauma that gay men, that older gay men, our age or whatever, are still living in. They're still living in this trauma. Instead of letting go, they're just still. Which again, I don't think there's anything wrong if you're 40 and 50 and still.
but it's so true what they say is like get people in the community like LGBTQ A+ community, they go through a second teenager phase, like especially our millennials and older, like usually like they go through a second teenage phase once they leave their home, either their home or they leave their place where they weren't celebrated for being who they were. So that is so true, but I think people definitely need, like, the community definitely need therapy, and I'm glad therapy is now available to anyone and everyone, because it's so important. It's very important for you to have that second teenage phase as a LGBTQ person, but also go through therapy so you can mend and you can reconnect with yourself, which I'm still doing, so
and the point of your like where you're saying your second teenage years, like, it's not necessarily because you or I are encouraging to go out and be sluts. It's about getting to know the real you. Because when you grow up, when we were growing up, we had these like layers of people who weren't really us to protect ourselves, so that you can portray something that you weren't, so that you can feel less judged than for being yourself. So I feel like, definitely just like what Nelly said, because I've definitely taken therapy. You've taken therapy. I encourage everybody, if you feel you have some shit that you haven't dealt with, go into therapy. I encourage it because it really works.
I think it's a very self-validating, it's self-evaluating thing when you sit down, after, let's say, you've been dating constantly and maybe your dates weren't your dating pool wasn't successful, or your relationship weren't successful. I think if you sit down and really evaluate yourself, you can, like, know if what type of issue you had or what type of issues were brought, and that's why I think therapy is such a huge thing.
Therapy will help you to become more self-aware
and more connected with yourself.
Yeah, and the point of you being more self-aware is that sometimes a lot of people will grow up and not hold themselves accountable to maybe their own shit, and sometimes you have to learn to,
because they're so afraid. Because they're so afraid because of the mommy and daddy issues. Like at the end of the day, like, sometimes with the people I have encountered, the people that I've been in a relationship with, they're most of the time are so afraid. But I think once you get past that point of your life, some are faster than others. But I think once you get past that point in your life and you notice things that you don't want to keep continuing, it helps you. It literally helps you. It helps you figure out who you want, what type of person you want in the relationship, how you want to go about certain people when it comes to certain people that you meet. But with that said, do you think living in a big city increases the chances in cheating or not being able to be in a monogamous relationship? Do you like monogamous relationships?
I like monogamy. I like open relationships. I've done both, but we'll talk about that another time.
You're into poly and monogamy?
Poly is a very different thing. That's something I have not tried. I did talk to one person in the past whose relationship type was polygamy. But obviously it didn't. But obviously it didn't work out. The question was, do I think living in a big city higher the chances of cheating and whatnot? Yes, because in the big cities, obviously it's a bigger population. People see it as there's more options out there. So people, yeah, it does unfortunately increase the risk of cheating. Because again, people view it as like, oh, there's more options for me to, like, get taste of here and there.
Um, for me, like, I agree with that, but I'm also in a state of mind. I'm not really looking. I haven't been looking for a relationship. I've been celibate for a few months already, but I think I'm in a space in my life where I just want to really like great things have been happening, so I really want to like keep on rolling the ball with that. Just because I feel that when I'm in a relationship, I get so infatuated by the person and being with the person that it kind of like stops me from living my own life.
It distracts you.
And it distracts me. So I think I'm in that point of life where I just don't want to be distracted, and I'm open to like getting to meet people, but I'm not looking for a relationship. And also I'm celibate, so I'm not really looking to like mess around or fuck around with nobody right now, at all.
And that's totally okay. Like you're in this peaceful path for yourself where you're trying to reach a level of peace of mind within yourself, or within your world, within your little world.
I guess. But going back, because I derailed from the fucking question, but like cheating, like I think for me, the way I see cheating, yes, it does. I do agree. It does. The increasing of cheating, it's a lot more living in a city because of the fucking apps. But for me, I prefer a monogamous relationship when I'm getting into a relationship, at least for the first few months. Um, as long as the person communicates with me what they want and what their goal is with me, um, because I'm gonna communicate and say what I want, what I want in that relationship.
Good.
But I really like, I don't know. I think for me, my opinion is that we can gay relationships or LGBTQ relationships don't really go hand in hand with heterosexual relationships or societal norms. Just because till now it's been a little bit more open when it comes to media and when it comes to the world of how of like making a structure when it comes to a relationship, and I think for me personally, for me, um most of the time monogamy doesn't work for me in a gay relationship, and I'm fine with that. Like, for example, maybe I'm fine with the person being able to explore themselves and find themselves through by having other partners as well. But at the same time, if you're gonna do that, let me find myself, communicate that, and also let me find myself as long as you're finding yourself. But the people that I've encountered, want to do the dirty, but don't want me to basically do the same thing. And with that, like,
I've walked standard.
Yeah, and I walked away. I walked away. I walked away, and then I end up being the bad person or the bad guy. But I'm just like, you're here flirting with Tim, Tom, and Harry, and I'm here like a fucking dumbass, not flirting with anyone because I'm so focused on you, but not anymore, honey, because I know myself now. I know what I attract and who I attract, and I really love who I am and who quién soy yo ahora, porque soy una fucking chingona.
Es una perra.
Una desgraciada. No, pero yeah, like, I mean, I think to me it's very sad. Because I've noticed that you've dated people that are usually in the same age bracket. They could be maybe a few years older than you, or maybe have you dated younger? Like 1 or 2 years. For me, it's been mostly older guys that I've dated. Older as in like it could be from like 3 years older to like 10 years older. But I've tried to date one person who was younger than me, and girl, that was a hot mess. Cause I'm not gonna teach you how to be yourself and how to communicate and how to live your life. You gotta learn that on your own. That's not my job. Go to therapy.
Go to therapy.
You're gonna learn that on your own. But for me, I tend to go with people that are either a little bit older than me. Like I have a spectrum of how old they could be.
Yeah.
But
I think for anybody, not just for the gays, I think maybe straight people can maybe relate to this too. Sometimes you'll want to date older because the expectation is that because they're older, they'll be more mature. And I think everybody has had the experience where we're dating older and they're just as immature or just as fucking
girl,
where they're not fucking grown. Like I'm sure we've all had that. So that's why I'm open. I don't know. I'm open to not necessarily.
Do you want to talk a little bit about your experience, your past experience with relationship? Since you're talking about this, do you want to talk about myself? Since you're talking about like the immaturity when it comes to like
yeah. Let's see. Well, what do you want to know? What do the people want to know?
Not me, girl. I know things. What you want to talk about with that?
Let's see. Well,
don't mention names, girl.
Obviously not.
Just
obviously not. Let's see. Every relationship, we shouldn't be mad at the people that we've dated in the past, whether it's good or bad, because as cliche as it sounds, you got to take each relationship and take something away from it, a lesson or lessons from that. So my last 2 relationships, I've learned that one big thing for me that I need is, if I were to date again, because I'm not fucking dating,
be born again,
is that they need to be seriously self-aware and they have to have a level of emotional maturity. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're more self-aware, you'll be able to hold yourself accountable and say, you know what, yeah, this is something I need to work on. And if you're emotionally immature, where you don't have your emotions in check or don't know how to control your emotions, then the only thing you're going to do is lash out on everyone. And in your relationship, you shouldn't lash out on your partner. Your partner is the last person that should get the lashes of your instability when it comes to your emotions, your mental, what have you. So that's something that I definitely would look for if I was opening myself up to dating again, is they have to be really self-aware and really, I don't expect anybody to be perfect because I'm not perfect. My friends, my coworkers, Nelly, who's known me a long time, can tell you I definitely am not perfect. But I'm aware of my shit. I know sometimes I don't act right.
Según ella.
I may not sometimes act right, but I definitely will acknowledge that. Like, all right, you know what? Yeah.
I think you've
grown. I lost my mind for a second.
Yeah, I think you've grown when it comes to that. You like reel yourself back and be like, shit, I should have acted better, I think we both have learned that.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about growth, and it's the beautiful thing about sometimes having friendships who have known you through different stages of your life. Like Nelly knew me when my temperament was really bad. Like I was quick to snap and quick to have an attitude.
She still does it, girl.
Not as much, but
she's aware now.
Bitch. But yeah, like I definitely think I have it more in check now than I used to. Yeah, I'm still a work in progress, the same way you're a work in progress. I think.
Bitch, don't judge me. Just point fingers, but don't judge me. You're a train wreck,
sweetie. But I think that's what I told Nelly, is that because we're both on a path where we're really trying to find peace of mind, that's why I told him as well that it would be a great idea for us to do this podcast, to share our experience, to tell these stories, to give our opinions, to have you guys join in on our fun. Yeah, like again, as I have said numerous times in this video alone, I'm not looking to see anyone. I don't know if that will ever change, because there are unfortunate people out there in the world who, like, for them, they're done with dating, done open to finding love. They're done with that, so they focus on other things in their life, whether it be work, whether it be like hobbies, projects,
family, to me that's not healthy, kids. Girl.
We'll talk about that in a different video. But right now, our project and something that we're excited on and we're going to try to stay focused on is this podcast. But like I say,
yeah, I mean, for me, about my past relationships, I think one thing I needed work in was my confidence and my self-assurance. Because I think that's what hurt me most when I was in a relationship. I think that's the reason most of the time maybe it didn't work out, just because I didn't know myself, you know. I wasn't loving myself. I wasn't really putting the time to really, you know, I was just so rushing to be and to feel love, not knowing that I had to learn that by myself. I had to like love myself, be aware of myself, respect myself, you know. But I think, like you said, I don't see my past relationships as a mistake, because they weren't. I think it's like you said, it's a learning experience from both sides, like what to do and not to do, what I want, what I don't want. It's a very important thing. Now I do know what I want, and I think now that I have self-respect, and I know myself a little bit more, I either I'm gonna allow certain things or I'm not gonna allow certain things. But for me, it's been a little tough for me, I guess, when it came to relationships, because of that, because of not seeing who I was and who I am. And for me, I am very focused in this project right now. Like I said, I'm not gonna um I'm not gonna stop from meeting people, because I think that's a beautiful thing of life. Yeah. It's just getting to know more people, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I think one thing that I'm very sure about is that I will never forget myself, and I will never put myself in the back burner like I used to way back in the day. You know, I think I've realized that, and I've connected with that point in my life. I think it's putting myself first, you know, in everything is gonna help me achieve whatever I need to achieve in life, you know. And then if the person wants to stay with me and share that path with me, you know, as long as they have their own project and their own situation going on, if they want to share that path with me, go ahead, you know. But I think I'm in that point in my life, like I said, I'm not looking for a relationship, but I'm also not opposed to a relationship. I'm just in that middle ground where it's just like, people are weird.
Yeah, I agree, and I definitely encourage my friend to keep himself open-minded to it. Again, I'm
bitch, don't agree with me.
I'm like, I don't want it. If there's love in the air, give me the Lysol. I don't want it.
Trauma, girl. Go to therapy.
I'm not traumatized. I'm over it. Is what I am. Over it.
But we can't have that. We can't have that mentality, girl. I think we can't just close and put that wall because of a few mistakes I think that we had in the past. I think
mistakes.
Yes, mistakes, learning experiences. You know, because those people that maybe cross our paths in life showed us something. We experienced something with them. You know, not all of them were completely bad. They maybe were just fucking psychotic or traumatized, but like
mentally unstable.
Girl, the read. Stop reading the girls. No, but yeah. I mean, I think we agree with certain things. I think we're in the same. We're in the same or similar path.
Yeah.
A little different, but we're in the same similar path. And I do agree. We're gonna continue this podcast because I think it help us.
Yes.
And also it shows who we are.
Yes.
You know, to the fans out there and to the haters, we love you. No, but yeah. Any
last thoughts?
Yeah, how?
Any last thoughts for this? I mean, it's exactly like what Nelly was saying, and it's kind of like what RuPaul says. How did she?
I don't know because she's not paying me, so I'm not gonna give her life.
Oh
when you pay me and give me a fucking and I see some money in a bank account, girl, I'll quote you, but I ain't gonna quote nobody, but just my damn self.
Well, anyway, the point is that when you love yourself, love will come your way.
Oh, you better not. You thank God you switched that shit, girl, because I need a paycheck.
Very true.
Very
true. I need my money.
And with that being said,
yes. With that being said, thank you for joining on episode 2. Let's give credit to Nelly. He's a little more comfortable today.
Cause I worked that pussy, girl.
It's because he did a line of coke before I turned on the camera.
Bitch! I would never. I don't like cocaine. Don't do drugs, girl. You would turn out short and nasty like this hoe. You would not eat. Let me not say anything.
Yeah, don't, because you don't want to get smacked in front of the camera.
Bitch, why would you say I be doing drugs, girl?
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us.
The shit out of this bitch for lying on me.
Thank you for joining us, guys. We will have more episodes that we will be working on. Again, if you guys have ideas or if you guys want to join in on a conversation on the topic, let us know. Write to Nelly, write to me. We're very open to this. We like having these different types of conversations with anybody. We really do.
Also, please follow our individual pages as well. She has a page. I have a page. Follow our podcast. Subscribe. Show love. Stay present. And pop that pussy.
Anyway, all right. Thank you guys for joining in. Again, we're going to be working on more projects, so stay motherfucking tuned. Alrighty. Thank you.